Welcome to the 5-minute guide to the problems with the diversions that have been put in place near the Iron Cove Bridge for the Westconnex project. Problem 1. The bicycle wayfinding signage that has been put up is too small. You can't actually see it as you are approaching an intersection on a bike. Compare it to the size of the diversion signage that is being used for pedestrians and drivers. It's just too small to be effective, especially when you consider that cyclists are generally travelling several times faster than pedestrians. Austroads published a bicycle wayfinding report in September 2015 that includes recommended signage dimensions in Appendix C. It's a pity no one bothered to read that report. If an independent person had cycled the route after the signage was put up, this problem would have been picked up immediately. Problem 2. The detour signage is white, whilst all the other detour signage is yellow. Again, the Austroads bicycle wayfinding report has some great ideas on page 46 for what bicycle detour signage should look like. Problem 3. There is no visible diversion signage for cyclists at the Iron Cove Bridge. According to the map published by Westconnex, cyclists are supposed to turn right at the end of the bridge and then either follow the Bay Run shared path down to the outdoor gym and then turn left into the car park and follow that through to Manning Street. Or cyclists are supposed to do a hard left on the grassy knoll, go up to Burn Street and then roll down the hill to the car park and then turn left towards Manning Street. We couldn't find any signage on 2 ride-throughs to support this route. Problem 4. Even though cyclists are no longer supposed to ride up the shared path on the southern side of Victoria Road, the existing wayfinding signage has not been covered up. When combined with the lack of diversion signage at the end of the Iron Cove Bridge, this means cyclists end up running into the no cyclist allowed pedestrian diversion at Toell Street. When you reach this point, there is no signage directing cyclists where to go. All these problems are clearly covered on page 11 of the Austroads Guide to Temporary Traffic Management, Part 10, Supporting Guidance. Risk event number 8 states, I quote, failure by pedestrians or cyclists to navigate through the worksite, or poor route definition through/past the worksite. A number of causes are listed, including, I quote, poor signing and inappropriate signing, which is exactly what we have here. The consequences of this are then clearly laid out. Injury to pedestrians or cyclists. The risk is clearly called out, but it hasn't been properly addressed. Section 3.1 states that, I quote, inspection and road safety audit processes are applied at the implementation phase of a TTM scheme. TTM stands for Temporary Traffic Management. I guess no one considered a road safety audit to be necessary at this stage. Problem 5. If you went through the pedestrian diversion and continued on up Victoria Road towards the city, according to the map, you can continue on the shared path past the lights at Wellington Street. This is usually called the Bridge Hotel corner. There's just one small problem. The shared path ends at the traffic lights, so the map is wrong. Problem 6. Portable diversion signage is being removed when the work sites aren't staffed. The portable detour signs are large, they're yellow, they're easily seen, and they're generally effective, and yet they are only in place on a 9 to 5, Monday to Friday basis. What about wayfinding outside of these hours? The most effective signage, even though it isn't cycling specific, is being taken away when there is no one around to provide a helping hand to someone who is lost. Problem 7. At times, the sheer volume of signage is quite confusing, and the tiny bicycle wayfinding signage that has been put up gets lost in this noise. Problem 8. Apart from being small, some of the signage is mounted in locations where it's not in your line of sight. It's very easy to miss because it's offset at some intersections. Many of the issues could have been overcome if large directional pavement markings had been used in conjunction with signage on poles, but this has been ignored. Again, I refer to page 52 of the Austroads Bicycle Wayfinding Report for some useful guides on directional pavement markings. Problem 9. I've saved the biggest problem until last. This map, which has been used in several Westconnex publications and is on signs all around the Iron Cove site, implies that the diversion along Springside Street is bi-directional. That is, if you are coming from Drummoyne, you ride up Callan Street, turn right into Maclear Street, and then left into Springside Street. That takes you up to Victoria Road. There is just one problem with that route. Springside Street is a one-way street between Victoria Road and Maclear Street, and taking that path is illegal, dangerous and stupid. I checked Google Maps, and whilst it shows other one-way streets in the near vicinity, it misses that this particular stretch of road is one way. My guess is that all the planning for the diversion was done in the office via Google Maps, and no one actually walked or cycled the route to check the actual site conditions. This has been compounded by no inspection of the route by bicycle after the detour was opened. Cyclists travelling towards the city should actually be going up Moody Street rather than Springside Street. I'll finish up by recapping the problems. The custom-made signage is too small. It doesn't match the colour scheme used by all the other diversion signage. It's often badly located at intersections. It's crowded out by other signage. No effort has been made to use directional pavement markings. Signage that no longer applies has not been covered up for the duration of the detour. Signage is missing in key locations. Portable signage, which is generally very useful, is removed when the work sites are closed. And to cap it off, cyclists have been sent the wrong way up a one-way street, presumably because the route was not properly inspected before or after the signage was put up. These problems could have been avoided if 1. The Austroads Bicycle Wayfinding report had been consulted regarding signage ideas. 2. The Austroads Guide to Temporary Traffic Management had been consulted, in particular the sections on site inspections. 3. The Austroads Guide to Road Safety Part 6A, Implementing Road Safety Audits, had been consulted, in particular the part about engaging some specialised local experts, i.e. some cyclists that live in the area, or Bicycle New South Wales. 4. If someone had bothered to ride the route on a bike and exercise some plain common sense. If you are interested, we also have a 25-minute video that goes into all these problems in much greater detail.